Okay, what I'm going to do is show you how to lay in this driveway just a little more cleanly. You're just kind of sketching with AutoCAD. You're not really working to scale, so we're just going to rough it in. I don't know why we're not drawing to scale yet, but that's your choice. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of get this inside edge cleaned up, and then we'll figure out what to do with the outside edges after we get that done. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up here and grab my polyline command, and I'm just going to kind of sketch in something close to it. And then we're going to smooth it out using a spline tool. So I'm just going to kind of get in here. I'm trying to make sure I don't latch onto any object snaps like that. I'm just trying to miss. We're going to come down to here, and then we're going to like approximate the curve a little bit. Whoops, I keep getting too close. So I'm going to hit F3, and that'll toggle off my object snaps temporarily. And now I won't accidentally latch on to an endpoint or an intersection or midpoint. And I'm just roughing in the curve. We're going to smooth that all out in a few minutes. Zoom out here a little bit. And come back in. And come back in. That's pretty good. Go here. Go here. And we'll live with that. We'll hit enter. And now we've got my polyline that I drew kind of going all the way through here, and then the existing lines and polylines and arcs that were there. So what I'm going to do now is edit this polyline. I'm going to I could type in PE, but just in case you don't remember all the keyboard shortcuts, I'm going to grab it from the menu. If I go to modify and use this tool, that's my edit polyline. And then it prompts me to pick a polyline, and I'll pick my polyline. And then I'm going to use the spline option. And the spline is used in like creating railroad tracks and ships, hulls, and things like that. Just kind of a very complicated curve. But we're just using it to make something that's kind of nice and smooth looking. So I'll pick that, and it splines it all up. Looks kind of nice. I'm going to hit enter to exit this command, and there's my spline. Now, just to keep things a little more organized, I'm going to get rid of the stuff we don't need anymore. Get rid of that, get rid of this, and that's all the existing geometry that we had. I'll hit the delete key, and that's gone, and you can see that I've got that in there now. Now what I'm going to do is offset approximately, whatever the width might be, just to get the width of the driveway. You had mentioned that you wanted it equal distance all the way around. We got some, skinnier spots and some wider spots. We'll just assume that you do want that. Let's go 12 inches. I just kind of did some pre-measuring before I did the video, so I know that about 12 is going to be what we're going to look for. So I'm going to offset 12 and pick and come to the outside and hit enter, and then I'm going to get rid of the stuff that we had that's not really valid anymore. I'll delete this, and that's pretty wide. Maybe we decided 12, maybe that was an overreach. Maybe it should be just 10, because we kind of got quite a bit wider out here than what we were existing. So what I'll do is just delete that, and then I'll offset it 10 instead of 12, and that's kind of what we're looking for. And then just to kind of make that entering driveway in here, I'll just draw a couple of lines about like that. We're going to clean that up in a few minutes, and I'll offset that 10 also. Bring it over here, good enough. And then I'll use my fillet command with a radius of, let's say 2, 3, I don't know. The cool part is we can try something. If we don't like it, we can hit undo and redo it. So I'll do 2, and I'll pick this. Whoops. I'll pick this object. Oh crap, I did something. I thought I missed it the first time. The radius is still set to 2, so that's cool. And I'll pick this, and I'll pick that, and it trims that off. And I kind of like that, except that I don't like the fact that it did that. So I forgot a step. I'm going to undo. And what I'm going to do before I do the filleting is trim in between these two objects. Oh, and then because it's a polyline, let's undo that. Because it's a polyline, it trims to each connecting edge. So I'm going to trim, and I'm going to pick my cutting edges instead of just imply them to go to the nearest edge. Those are my cutting edges. I'll hit enter, and I'll pick, and then that's cleaned up. And then I'll do my fillet with a radius of 2 from there to there, and another radius of 2 from there to there. Whoops, too far out. Fillet, radius from there to there. Oh, it still is doing that. Undo. Once again, let's see how I can get that to go where I want it to do. Fillet from here to there. Golly, that's still going off. Undo. How would I clean that up the way I want to? Let's do a fillet with a smaller radius. Yeah, that kind of cleaned it up. And there, that looks all right to me. I don't know, you decide whether that's nice. You'd have to play with that a little bit more to get the fillet going in the right direction. Next thing I'd want to do is not have this overhanging the border, so I'll just pick it and I'll use this grip and bring it straight up to just inside the border. And I'll do the same thing here and the same thing there. And we're all done. And because you're just sketching, you can kind of do whatever you want. If we had exact measurements like 12 feet across and the boathouse had been drawn to scale, we could get a little more accurate with this. But when you're just sketching, you just kind of live with what you get. So there you go.